Hi guys, to everyone. It's my pleasure today welcoming here on Pause and Rock, Out of Darkness. Brent, how are you? Welcome.
Great. Great. How are you?
It's good. It's good. It's a pretty rough day, but it's good. It's so good when it's a busy day. And
Right.
as well, I think Out of Darkness has really been busy today in this moment of in this stage of life of the life of the band with the full length getting released.
Yes. Yeah, we've been very busy.
Yeah, and of course, let's say that before talking about Out of Darkness, and of course as well the first piece is the day. How I mean, I would like to know a little bit about your own personal musical background, Brand, like how everything started. Are you getting closer with music? Because it's as well like kind of a picture how is develop yourself in the music.
Okay. All right. I started playing music when I was about seven. Originally, I started on the piano,
Okay.
uh, and the piano wasn't really my thing. I gravitated towards the drums.
Oh,
So I started taking lessons actually from a next door neighbor for a little while.
that's cool. I mean, that's a good way.
Um, right, right. And then I got pretty serious about it when I was about 13 years old.
Yeah.
I got with a professional drum teacher. I started practicing a lot.
Yeah.
And that's when I got into heavy metal. I saw Iron Maiden on the Peace of Mind tour.
Okay.
And I saw them, the Power Slave and the Summer in Time. So the tours after that. And once
Yeah.
I saw Maiden, I was hooked.
That
I
was
was
like,
that's
I'm
what I wanted.
caught.
Yeah, it was game over then.
Yeah, it's done.
So I got into heavy metal at that point. And I started my first band when I was in about my first serious band anyway, when I was in about the 10th grade in high school.
Okay.
And I've been at it pretty much ever since then.
So that's like basically it's your addiction to music. Let's reveal to the people. Addict of music.
Yes.
That's the healthiest addiction ever.
Right.
We always recommend music. So
Yes.
as well that like you mentioned of course Iron Maiden that I think that has been one of your as well influences, but there
Yes.
were other influences growing up, let's say musical job that really influence you as well as a musician. Like for you, like damn, this is my I want to be like that musician, for example.
Yeah, there were several, of course.
Okay.
Early on, it was like Jimi Hendrix, Black Sabbath. Those were the big ones in the beginning.
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, Iron Maiden, of course, Judas Priest, Queensryche,
Yeah.
Pantera. Pantera was a big one.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, those are the influences,
That's the
say
biggest.
as musicians. Yeah,
Yeah, for
definitely.
yourself. Yeah.
Um, Other than that, there were different people like Michael Jordan, basketball player.
Oh,
Just
really?
yeah, just his attitude, his desire to win and want to
I
be the
like
best.
this. I
Oh
like
yeah,
this answer because you just move a little bit out of the music scene, showing that we can have influences, even be musician, like from other, let's say, character, you like other artists, because it is an
sure,
artist as well, his own field.
sure.
That's I like this answer. People should give
That's
more
good.
answer like that.
Yeah, it's just his work ethic. I mean, he always worked, and he always wanted to win and always wanted to be the best that he could be. And
Yeah,
it seemed like he elevated the people around him as well.
yeah.
He inspired them to want to do the same thing. So
That's really beautiful, and I think that's something that as well. It's a yeah, he did that, and is still doing that, and he always will do that, no
oh
matter what.
sure,
It's just like an icon. These are icons. I wish that more musicians would say like which were their idol growing up, like soccer game player. I don't know, even writers, painters, whatever. So
sure.
cool. I will keep it like next time. I'm gonna ask you to musician. There's some other people, some other people that influenced you behind musicians. Thank you for the hint. I'm gonna steal this. But of
You
course,
go ahead. Go right
yes,
ahead.
I have your blessing. Thank you. So, of course, out of darkness, how this project came out in your mind? Like when you decide, like, okay, I want to do out of darkness. Let's grab the other musician. Everything's outside. So let's tell to the people the story behind out of darkness.
Okay. The whole thing started with me wanting to have a band of my own that I was
Okay.
in control of and a driving force.
Okay.
And it started with finding Eric Barrios. Found him on the internet.
Okay.
Singing a song called "I Surrender," which is actually put that on the first record, "Seize the Day" EP. Once I heard him singing that, I was like, "Man, this guy's got some pipes. He can really sing. I
Yeah.
think I can do something with that." We met in Orlando, Florida. He came down, or he came up. I think he was around Miami or somewhere like that,
Yeah.
down in that area. He came up, and we went to a local bar jam night. Just got up and played some, Maiden, Priest, stuff like that. We seemed to really hit it off. So the whole thing started from there.
That's
He's my right hand guy. He's my partner in crime, or whatever you want to say.
yeah.
And we built everything around us too. On the first recording, it's basically just me and him on the record. We do have a couple other guys that play.
Yeah.
There's one guy that plays a guitar solo. There's another guy that plays rhythm guitar on a couple songs.
Yeah.
It's basically just me and Eric
Yeah.
on the record. And then after that, we found the other guys. We found Bronzell Smith to play bass. He was the next one. Then we got Cody Sukumsky. I think I'm saying that right. Played lead guitar. He's a brilliant, brilliant lead guitar player. And then we rounded it off at that time with an old friend of mine named Sean Johnson. So we actually had 3 guitar players in the band because Eric plays guitar as well.
Okay.
So that enabled us to that enabled us to be able to play some songs where he could just sing.
Yeah.
We don't need 3 guitars on everything. But that was the first incarnation of the band.
Yeah.
Since then, it's just me and Eric from the original lineup.
Okay.
At the end of that, I don't know that cycle of the band.
Yeah.
I had known Bill Staley for a long time, really, a good few years anyway. When Sean left, we got Bill Staley in to play the other guitar. Bill's a brilliant, multi-talented guitar player. I mean, great guitar player and a really smart guy. So we got him and we carried on as a 5-piece for a while. But during the recording of our new record, a couple of the guys ended up leaving. We lost Bronzell and we lost Cody. So we're just keeping it as a 4-piece now. That just puts a little bit more on Eric. He's got to play guitar more often, but
yeah,
I think we're just going to go with a 4-piece for now, unless we happen to find like the perfect guy.
Yeah, the matches.
Yeah, and then we also got Dan Callahan, which is a great bass player to round out the lineup now.
Yeah, so that's like you can write a book about it. It's really like
right, yeah, long story, yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's an interesting story because you're showing how Out of Darkness shaped, and it's important because as well you understand as well sometimes how the first EP was the sound, now the album the sound, how it is. So that's important to know as well because behind every album there is different members, but I think that the core of Out of Darkness is always there because there is just two. I mean, so if we just take a look to Seize of the Day when you first released that, and it was 2020.
Yes,
2020. The beautiful year we had. Please let's forget that year.
Oh yes, please.
2020. I mean, you released an EP and there was the pandemic. It was during or before it? I mean, it was still in 2020 going on.
Right. Yeah, it was right when we started recording. We did the drums in Orlando, Florida, at a place called Studio Live.
Yeah.
It's actually Oviedo, Florida. That's a part of Orlando. I believe that it might have been after the first day, but it was definitely after the first weekend. So maybe it was 2 days into the recording. That's when everything hit. Right then.
Home. We are home. We are finally and happily home. I think no one was happily home. I mean, that was good, kind of, let's say, period of introspection, stage of introspection that we can say. Maybe. something like that. But as
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
yeah, if we think about that now, just we I think we forgot how we felt actually, like because that we get so used to being home, having all this video chat with people and friends and family. That was weird, but it allowed anyway, I think, to develop for bands and musicians as well. Like other aspect of their own music, dig about it, and so this of the day. Then let's say was a released throughout that year.
Yeah.
And the core of that EP, of course, because we can do like kind of a comparison between Seas of the Day and Out of Darkness length, which is I mean, it's a kind of a concept EP, or it's what is the main topic that you talk about in Seas of the Day?
It's sort of maybe a loose concept album. I mean, the title track "Seize the Day." That's just about making the most of every day. Seize the day.
Yeah.
That one's pretty self-explanatory, but there's songs on there like "Control." That one's about the way that the powers that be, whether it's the government, big media, big business, whatever, the way they try and control us through the media mainly.
Wow. And right now we have a fucking that's people that's now that you mentioned this song, people could actually to go and listen to this song because this is super actual like nowadays what we experience in the world, not going too much in deep in what is going on because we are speaking about music and positive things, but this is really actual. Is really actual. You cannot predict the future, but I think media always lie to us. That's my personal opinion about that.
Yeah, they try and control us.
Yeah,
control us. That's basically what that's about.
Yeah.
There's a couple. Let's see, what are some other ones? Think Again. That one. That one's about somebody being really depressed and basically thinking about taking their own life, committing suicide. And it's basically like this, think again, things will look better tomorrow. It's not that bad. That's not the answer. So that's what's that?
No, so that's a really heavy topic, but as well, it's important to write about it because people can read and feel that sometimes they are not alone in those moments. That's important. And not every band, just write about it because they know that it can be such a delicate as a topic. Well, so congratulations for anyway having this deep topic, all let's say all concentrate in one EP. It's there's a lot about Out of Darkness.
Yes. We try and have lyrics that kind of make you think. Maybe they're not so much on the surface. You have to read them and think and dig in for a little bit.
Yeah. And in general, instead focusing a little bit about the sound, so the vibe, the sound, the genre, not probably the genre because we don't like the label in any way, but let's say the sound from Seize the Day to Out of Darkness. What changed mainly? Let's say there's some developing of the sound, new element introduced. What changed?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. So you mean between the first record and the new one? Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing was we did a bunch of live shows, so we got tighter for sure.
Yeah.
And then bringing in Bill Staley, that definitely added to the sound quite a bit. On the first record, like I say, it was mainly me and Eric with the help of a couple guest musicians. This one, there's I believe there's 4 songs that are basically Bill's songs that he wrote. There's 4 songs that Eric wrote. There's 1 song that I actually wrote. And there's 1 song that the old guitar player Cody had written. So it's quite a few more writers. There's a lot more writers. Our sound developed quite a bit when we were preparing for the recording and during the recording and whatnot. The first record, there are more, I don't think any of it's really commercial, like, radio songs or whatever, but there's more of that on the first record. There's not really any of that on this record. This record, there's, it's more progressive. The songs are heavier. There's some really long ones. There's a lot of neat little like instrumental sections and stuff like that. So that's more what we're going for now.
Okay, so let's say that is a kind of a turning point.
Yes.
That's important because, like, of course, I mean, of course, we did even check the time goes going by and everything. Anyone change, develop as well, and as well the chemistry in the band changes as well every now
Yes.
and then. And like you mentioned, there was like a kind of writing, let's say, the lyrics all together in a kind of way. There was your lyrics, there was the other musician lyrics. That shows that you have chemistry, because otherwise you wouldn't do that. There was one, just one writer for all the album. Instead, it shows good dynamic inside the band.
Mm-hmm.
But if we, for example, because of course people maybe they don't know about who are Out of Darkness yet, or maybe they know you from the first EP. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want to give them like not labeling Out of Darkness, so not saying that, for example, you're heavy metal, you are prog metal, just in general. If we want to give an adjective, so a word, a quote, something, a sentence about your core, your essence of Out of Darkness, what will be?
Okay. Well, I would say Out of Darkness is we like to write songs about positivity, deep subjects, stuff that makes you think, and stuff that makes you look to the positive side of life.
We need that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that basically sums it up. I mean, the song Out of Darkness is kind of about, everybody has their own demons that they struggle with, and, the struggles of life. It's basically about overcoming those, coming out of the darkness.
Exactly. So let's say there is a full length that it could be, especially taking I think the music could be listened from anyone that listens to even rock, that, because once it's like having these topics and these lyrics, they can be, everyone can, feel themselves like I recognize myself in that song, in that words, because we have all our demons, I think, to fight, and we won't always look to the positive side. So what you're doing, like as well, like you mentioned in your first EP, the topics are really deep, and it's beautiful about having such a deep topics, and then going through that with a kind of with a smile, let's say, with a musical smile, putting that way.
Right. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that's good, and that's one of the reasons why people should, for example, listen to all the album. But if we want to be picky, there was a song. Which song you would feel really to like advise to one of the listener or fans of Out of Darkness about the album, the full length, so the last album?
Now, what are you saying? What song would I say to listen to first or something?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It's hard to pick one, but it's really hard to just pick one.
It's the one that you're feeling on at the moment, like maybe that could be.
That's really hard to pick just one. I would say maybe track 3, Terraform. That's the first one that we did a pro shot video for that one. That'll be out. I think we're releasing that. What is today? Thursday. I think we're releasing that tomorrow, actually.
Oh, cool. So we're giving an anticipated news to the people, like
right,
like a new news, an upcoming news.
Right. And so that one, we decided to start with that one. It's one of the heaviest, one of the hardest, heaviest songs on the record.
Good.
And it's one of Eric's songs. He came up with, I think, he wrote the music and the lyrics for that one. So that's one of Eric's. He has a very particular style. Which I love. It's progressive, not extremely, but just enough progressive to make it very interesting. It's got some odd times in it, and some just really unique sounding stuff.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's because I think having some element of progressive is always interesting, because you don't have the full progressive sound, because there are musicians that are people that love listen to whole prog world.
Yeah.
For people that, for example, are used to listen like, I don't know, Pantera, or I don't know, more dynamic stuff, sometimes progressive can be like, what is going on, what is up? But like,
Yeah.
you're adding some elements and going slowly, that could even people make enough interested in prog, going, like slowly, I'm giving you a little bit of prog here. So him adding some shades, let's say some shades of that.
That's a good way to put it. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. People
Because
from
a lot of times,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was saying just
A lot of times, if you say you're progressive,
yeah,
it turns people off. They don't want to listen to it. I mean, we're not like, when I think progressive, I think of like bands like Dream Theater, Fates Warning. We're definitely not like that. I mean, I love those bands. There's elements of that in there, but I would say we're slightly progressive.
Yeah.
If you like bands like Pantera, Maiden, Priest, Sabbath, you're
The
gonna
heavy
love
metal. The heavy metal. Admit let's admit it. Even in the heavy metal, you had kind of a progressive element as well. When you have the long song, maybe it's some more technical side. Is that, it's the common things about music when you have the common word progressive. People always to get prog rock, it goes with, I don't know, bands like Camel, that long song, psychedelic song from the 70s. When we talk about prog metal, is always Dream Theater. That's it. They don't see any shades of different shades. I mean, of course, Dream Theater are amazing, but I always think about, for example, if we go to extreme prog, there is like band like Meshuggah, that it's all bit, and that's too much. The think about it's too much technical, and maybe this music is only listened by musician or teacher.
I was gonna say that, music for musicians.
Yeah, but it's not, because at the end of the day, it's even Dream Theater though. If you listen to them, for example, Metropolis Part 2, that one came to my mind. It's a good, beautiful story behind the album. Just music. Let's say the prog, it's more like an ambient music. Let's put it like that. So adding some element in the heavy metal music, I think it's something that it's always been there. Maybe so people they don't have to be scared about prog,
right?
Because it's. I mean, we listen, I think, even in any genre, but we don't think about it.
Yeah,
I'm sure that we're not talking about prog, and people listen to your music, say, "Oh, it's good, Brent. It's like, reminds me, has a lot of power, deep talk." And then you say, "Yeah, you notice the shades of prog." What? Wait, really? Oh, and they're gonna listen with a different mindset. So let's just break the myth of prog. It's a myth. It's like the Loch Ness monster. It's a myth.
Right.
It's myth. And of course, like in general, like which is the official date of release?
It's February 23rd. So I think it's 1 week from tomorrow. Today's the what, 15th?
15th.
So, yeah.
15th.
Yes, it's not tomorrow, but 1 week, Friday the 23rd.
So that's cool. So we're getting closer. And do you feel a little bit thrilled about that? Like a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And
very excited.
Yeah, I mean, where it will be available, the full length, and in which format? Is going to be only on digital? It will be physical? Which one?
No, we made physical copies. We have CDs, and it's going to be available on pretty much all of the digital platforms. I know it's on Spotify. I think it'll be on Apple Music, iTunes. Bill has handled most of that. So I'm kind of I'm the least technologically capable guy in the band. But it'll be on all the regular formats.
It's always.
So digital and in CDs, and hopefully eventually we'll make vinyls. But for right now, it's just the old CD.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and so like you mentioned, so there will be as well like there will be a single coming out, so before the release of the album, and then we have the release of the album. After the release of the album, there will be some, I don't know, party release, live shows you're planning about, or right now you want to only focus about the releasing?
Pretty much that's pretty much what we did. We just focused on the release.
Yeah,
Of course, we want to do like a CD release show in the near future, and we want to do live shows too. But
yeah.
what we're doing before we play live is we're coming up with a brand new show. We
Mhm,
basically did the same show for we did like 40 or so shows for the first recording.
mhm.
We pretty
Yeah,
much did the same kind of a show or pretty close to it for all of that. So what we're doing now is we're
yeah.
getting a new live show together with a new intro, a new set list.
Okay, okay.
We'll probably play like all of the songs off the new record except
Okay.
maybe two or three, and then of course a couple from the old record.
From the old
But
record.
yeah, we want to get that together first
Yeah.
before we start worrying about playing live. But we're shooting for like maybe mid spring,
Yeah. Okay, okay.
mid
So
late
maybe before
spring.
the end of the year, there will be some
Oh
live.
yeah, yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So let's say in the near future, like a couple of, let's say March, April, but maybe after summer and next winter, there's gonna be the chance for people, at least in US, at the beginning to see you live.
Yes. Yes.
That's at least what I think people wants, to hear Out of Darkness live. And
Right, right on.
and as well, like what they could expect from life of you, like Out of Darkness, like the vibe
Live
of.
performance. Well, what we try and do is bring a high energy show.
Okay.
Um, we try and make it special as much as we can. As far as making it kind of a spectacle instead of just getting up there and
Yeah.
playing song after song. We try and have a really cool intro, run a few songs together, and do a couple other neat things like I do
Yeah.
a drum solo, stuff like
It's
that.
cool.
And then in the past, we've done a few cover tunes. We'll
Yeah.
probably still do like, maybe one or two cover tunes.
Yeah.
Just it's kind of for us, it's fun for us, and it's kind of like tribute to
Yeah.
our influence and stuff like we did on the last shows. We did like Children of the Damned by Iron Maiden. We did The Sentinel by Judas Priest. We did Symptom of the Universe by Black Sabbath.
So
So
let's say
stuff
that,
like
yeah. Let's say that one of your shows live is not only for, it's mean everyone can join one of your shows, because they can, even if you don't know the music, because there's going to be some, I don't know, could be some, like I was saying, tribute to bands already known.
mm-hmm.
But of course, it's kind of a vibe things. You feel like there's a kind of energy. So it's, let's say that it's good, because we need more like positivity and energetics band outside, because sometimes there's so many confusion in the crowd and the shows, which is good, I think, when there's so many people. But sometimes
Right.
you as well need to immerse yourself in the sound of the band. And as well, sometimes it's even good when you see professional musician like you performing, song of other musician, because you're kind of, which are, of course, are your influences, because you see as well like how you perform it. It's fun, and as well, there is gonna be a lot of the new song, like you were saying.
Sure.
So people that saw you in the first with the first EP performing live, now I have the chance to see you with the new album.
Yes.
So of course they all will be wondering which song gonna be on the set list, but we leave that as a surprise, because we don't want to spoil. We don't want to say anything too much, because spoilers are never good too much. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any interview, and people, they already know everything coming to the show, so they have to be like surprised. Brent, okay, what we are left to say? A single release in a couple of days.
Yes.
Album in a week, which is like almost tomorrow, because time goes by really fast. And
right.
Live shows upcoming, of course, in the next month, and before the end of the year for sure, or maybe, quite there. And what there will be some other release, like music video, something that is in the horizon. Maybe you're thinking about to do it before in the future.
Well, right now, we already have a lyric video.
Okay.
It's been out. It's for the last full song on the record. The very end of the record has an acoustic just acoustic guitar and singing.
Yeah.
That's the real last track. But the last full song on the record is called Via Della Rosa. That's one of the longer songs on the record.
Yeah.
There's already a lyric video for that that's out and online that people can check out to get a taste. And then
Of course.
Terraform, the first Pro Shot video, that one is going to be released tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
and we're actually going in this Sunday to do another Pro Shot video for the title track. We're doing that for the title track, the song Out of Darkness.
Okay, so you gave us a little bit of news, so we have as well some anticipated news. So what can I say? I mean, it's early in the morning there in Florida. What time is it? 9?
No. It's a little bit afternoon. It's like 12:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, I have some.
What time is it there?
6:34 p.m.
Okay, so you're 6 hours ahead. That's right.
Yeah, I thought that Florida was more. Okay, thanks. I need that. I have to write because all the time I'm like, I have kind of schedule in my mind about US because most of the band that I interviewed are from US. So you have like, okay, East Coast, Center, and then Pacific time. It's Canada, which is the most confusing, even if it seems easier because I'm used to with the United States too, knowing all the places. Right. Yeah, I know the United States geography better than European one. Guess what? That's weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. So where about in Italy are you?
Sicily. I am the deepest south, lost in not lost in the Mediterranean Sea. I'm in Sicily, yeah. Yeah. And I'm collaborating with Davide, even if we are two different, things. He's a PR and I'm doing PR and other stuff like interviewing. But sometimes you say to me, Ada, I have this good, amazing band that could fit for your channel. What about it? And then we just help each other throughout, yeah. Until now, I have to say it. That's of course out of the interview. Just to say that's you are really in good hand with Davide. That's is a really serious guy, serious person to work with the metalist, and is doing great job. He did a great job for a lot of bands, and I'm seeing. I'm seeing.
We're very happy with him. Go ahead.
He works a lot. And he put a lot. Believe me, we had a lot of drama going on with some band, one musician that was, and we deal, both me and him, and he was a super professional to how he dealt everything. It's really a good friend as well. So keep on working with. That's a really something that I say as a other, just not poison rock, not something, just as a human being. It's a good. I'm happy that you guys having this such a good sound, and you're with Davide.
We're
keep on going.
Very happy with him.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Just doing the greetings. So thanks, Brent, really for this interesting interview, because I got to know really better the band and the soul of the band, which is more than going. I mean, we broke the glasses of the everything. We just got to know inside the soul and the core of Out of Darkness, and it's beautiful, the message that you're spreading.
Thank you.
So
thank you very much.
We need more bands like you, a musician with your mindset as well. What can I say? Looking forward to the new album and some lives, and maybe we're gonna do some updating interviews in the closest future when there's gonna be maybe some tour announced.
Oh, great! Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, awesome. For us too.
Thank you very much. I've been to Italy a few times. I played there with Iced Earth. Yeah, actually many times. I couldn't tell you what cities, but it was quite a few of them. I know we played one show in particular sticks to mind. It was called Metal of the Gods of Metal, or maybe Metal of the
Gods. You played the Gods of Metal. That's
yeah. It was with Black Sabbath, Pantera, Blind Guardian, Halloween.
And you played at Gods of Metal.
Yep. So yeah, it was a good few years back.
Congratulations. That's the biggest festival we had. Really, that's what was the biggest festival. So playing there, congratulations. It wasn't easy for not even Italian guys, even a 40 years old career band here. Wasn't easy.
Oh, really?
Only the big.
It was killer.
Congratulations.
It was killer.
That's something to write on your musical career. Yeah, that was beautiful as a festival. Really, it was.
I still have the T-shirt.
Yeah. That's a piece of history, believe me. There are days that we really miss those festivals because we have good festival as well, but not that one. Gods of Metal was one of a kind. It was our summer breeze, our wagon. That's was our. But we
Right.
it is not there anymore. But we just take a flight and we are in Vaken. We take a flight and
Right.
I mean, at least from Sicily, it's easier than go to Milan for me. So I travel.
Okay.
If I would came to, for example, let's say New York, it's gonna be cheaper for me than going to Milan sometimes. Because Milano,
Really?
yeah, Milano sometimes you have with the flight, with the hostel, it's like 300 and plus euro, and going to US sometimes is even 250, 300 straightforward. Like I'm in
Really?
JFK in 9 hours. That's
Oh man.
yeah. In fact, I said I'm next time I'm gonna go straight away to Milwaukee that fast. It's easier. Well, okay, it was really a pleasure, and I wish and I hope that this interview kind of way brings more people aware about your music. Even if just send me through David, even you just through the social media, all the links about. Then I'm gonna share in the stories on Instagram more than I can to
Okay, for
spread the
sure.
word. Thank you so much, Brent, and
Okay, thank you.
talk to you soon. Have a good rest of the
Okay.
day.
All
Bye
right. Cheers.
bye.